start sharing my experience on girls' education, particularly in Punjab. As shared by the Sana recently, there are certain issues in other provinces in KP and Punjab as well. Um, uh, First of all, education access is one of the major issues that girls are facing in all over Punjab. And as you can see, that total female population Punjab is 49%, and among this portion, 75% of young female are literate compared to the 81% male population. And there is a significant number of girls who are out of school. As you can see, 41% girls of school age are out of school compared to the 39% boys of similar age group. Similarly, when we talk about the enrolled students in the schools, again, there exists a gender disparity as among enrolled students. As you can see in this graph, 48% are female students compared to the 52% in primary and second middle level. And when we move on to the higher level, there it is 46% female enrollment compared to the male enrollment. So you can see when we move towards a higher education level, this gender disparity even raises. So similar situation exists in terms of the dropouts. When we talk about the dropouts or retention in the school level, 32% girls drop out of school before completing their primary school. And this percentage becomes even higher at 57% when we move to the secondary level. That means more than half of the enrolled students of the secondary school level can't complete their secondary education and they drop out the school. When we talk about the learning outcomes, Punjab is relatively doing better in learning outcomes, as there is only 1 percentage point difference in learning outcomes of boys and girls in Punjab. Here I can see this is the point that you must notice in your notepad, that this is the thing that we must explore, that what kind of policies Punjab government is adopting. So the learning outcomes, gender disparities in particularly in learning outcomes is relatively better than other provinces. And there are certain contributing factors. When we talk about the recent experience our COVID-19 and its impact on the education, um, given COVID has significant impact on education, particularly for the girls students, given the fact that there exists gender digital divide, as Pakistan is the country with the widest mobile gender gap, and with 40% households without access to TV. These facts has further raised the gender disparities in education access and learning, particularly for girls students. Um, uh, we can say that there are certain factors that are contributing to this situation. There are certain cultural barriers and poverty as well, as some parents don't see worth investing in girls' education beyond a certain level. As Fajr, you said, but still, in literature, their issue exists in certain remote areas. That while policy making and while initiating different kind of programs, we must think of this aspect, that we must engage the parents as well to allow their child girls to send their school and continue their education level even after the primary level as well. And early marriages is another reason that don't allow girls to complete their education. And next is the inadequate education facilities, like Sana recently highlighted in KP. She talked about, and Fajar also talked about the education facilities, particularly toilet, drinking water, and boundary wall. But I would like to mention here that these kind of education facilities like toilet, boundary wall are around 98% schools have this facility in Punjab, but there are certain limitations conditions that don't allow the girl students to complete or transition from primary to secondary level, that is a long distance. Because it's my observation that primary school exists in for girls, particularly for girls students, that exists in every village. But when we talk about the secondary schools, they don't they have to travel long to reach to the secondary level. That's not safe for the girls. And so here is the point that government should take notice of this issue, and while devising policies, and like Fajar said, a budget allocation, it is the point that government should consider this constraint. And there must be a significant amount of for the safe travel of the girl students. My recent work on the gender budgeting in Punjab, I can share some insight from that research as well. There exists gender disparity in budget allocation that we can't exactly say. There is some portion of the budget that is gender blind. We can't exactly say exactly what kind of what percentage is going for the girls education and for the boys education. So first of all, government should must clarify and the exact portion of the budget that is going for the girls and boys as well. And another another observation of my research is that a small portion of the girls' education budget, that is less than 1%, that is being allocated for the primary and secondary level for school transportation. So uh, government should take notice and raise the allocated budget and spending on the schools transportation as well. Also, like Fajar said, tomorrow you will be given some information on the policies and programs by the government and different other development partners. So I'm not covering that aspect, but I would like you to think about to assessing the existing initiatives. So where the gaps exist in existing initiatives to promote gender disparity. And definitely we need to introduce innovative and indigenous solutions so that we can promote gender parity in Punjab as well as in other provinces as well. So for now, from my side, this is it. And thank you all for listening me.